On a bright and sunny day somewhere in Japan, a taxi pulls over the street. A mother and her children got out and admires a large house thinking that it's theirs, but got disappointed when it turned out to be smaller. A frail old man bows and thanks to the movers, then greets his family. They ignored him, so he ate alone. His morning commute wasn't great, and his boss berated him for getting the estimate wrong for the fourth time. While walking home late at night, he encounters some thugs bullying a salaryman. He backs away, but his daughter Mari was actually behind him and judged him for being a coward. The old man, Ichiro, is alone again when he is approached by a lost dog. Just as they were getting along, his wife appeared and told him to get rid of it. She handed him his mail. It was his checkup result, and he has cancer. The next day, he went to the hospital where the doctor confirmed that it was already at stage 4. On his way out, he forgot his phone, and when he returned to get it, he overheard the doctor mention that he only has 3 months left to live. Back at home, he tried calling his family, but they all ignored him. He tried his best to break the bad news to them, but they don't want anything to do with him. He went for a walk with Hanako the dog and tried to leave her just as his wife asked him to do. But Hanako chased Ichiro, which filled him with joy. He then noticed a young man sitting nearby. A bright light suddenly shines down on them. Curious, they both strained to see what it was, when an explosion blew them away. Shadowy figures seem to be moving around while Ichiro is barely conscious. Confusing images, brief flashes of light, his broken glasses, Hanako barking, and a brief reboot sequence. Ichiro suddenly wakes up at the park and was greeted by Hanako. He went home and tried to hide Hanako and got scolded by his wife. At breakfast, he can't taste anything for some reason. But he was so thirsty he drank straight from the faucet. Embarrassed, Ichiro went straight to his room where Hanako was staying. Steam started coming out of his hand. He removed his shirt and inspected his arm, and a fingernail opened up. Ichiro was starting to panic when his whole arm opened up. It appeared to be a weapon which discharged something before going back in his arm. The arm gun spat out his breakfast earlier. He sat down to collect himself and noticed a switch near his jaw. Ichiro's head now opened up to reveal cybernetic internals with a core-like ball with rings moving around it. He took a closer look in the mirror, and even his arms opened up. Ichiro is filled with awe and confusion when his wife suddenly opened the door, but he went back to normal just in time. In a busy classroom, a young man stares out the window. After class, he visits his friend at his place and asks if he went outside for today. The young man, Hiro, called his friend over to show him something. He made a gun gesture with his hand and fired on a bird which appeared to have been struck and died. They both went to the parking basement, and Hiro hacked the cars and made them crash. Like leading an orchestra, much to his friend's astonishment. Hiro then revealed that he's not human anymore and that he's now a superhero. Ichiro went to work the next day and was fired, but he begged his boss for his job back. On his way out his work building, he found a dying pigeon. He held it in his hand and discovered that he can heal it. The revitalized pigeon flew away, which made Ichiro glad. He then used this ability to go to the nearest hospital and heal a terminally ill child. The child made a full recovery, leaving his mother and doctor in disbelief. Hiro and his friend Choco went to school, and Choco was immediately hounded by bullies. Hiro apprehended the bully and forced him to apologize and pay back all the money he stole. Just as he was about to kill him, Choco stopped Hiro. A girl from his class, Shion, was moved by Hiro's bravery that she asked him out. On his way home, Hiro called his mother at work to tell her that he's not going to see his dad. His mother told him otherwise, since they both rely on his money. Hiro's step-family is living prosperously, unlike him and his mother. Dark thoughts entered his mind, and he considers ending them but didn't go ahead with it. Through enhanced hearing, he hears happy families from their homes. He stopped and chose one. He entered their house and suddenly killed the father. Meanwhile, Ichiro is busy curing hospital patients when he hears cries of help from afar. He rushes out immediately. The daughter is begging Hiro not to kill her, but he didn't listen. Ichiro arrived too late and found the whole family massacred. He encounters Hiro, who shot him and sent him flying. He recovers and gave chase, but Hiro already flew away. Sometime later, Hiro met up with Choco and gave him lots of money from hacking the bank. Choco figured out that it was Hiro who killed the family from the news and asked him to stop. But Hiro now sees himself as God, stronger than the military, and the police and human laws don't apply to him anymore. This terrifies Choco, who ended his friendship with Hiro. Meanwhile, at home, Hiro's mother confessed that she has cancer and that Hiro should just live with his father's family. But Hiro outright refused and vows to cure her. At the Ichiro household, drama is unfolding. His son was caught stealing, while his daughter is more focused on drawing than her studies. Ichiro's unemployment also came to light, and also his wife's infidelity. His son is actually being bullied at school, so Ichiro gave him money so he doesn't steal anymore. Feeling powerless to protect his family, he lamented in his room. His enhanced hearing suddenly picks up Chako's prayer for God to stop Hiro since he will kill again. With enough motivation, Ichiro is spurred to action. Ichiro figured out how to fly. He shoots off while carrying Hanako to meet up with Choko. Choko was praying and sitting by himself when Ichiro arrived. Ichiro recalled the night they were transformed. Choko deduced that aliens must have turned them into robots. He then asked Ichiro to stop Hiro, and that since they have the same body that he can function the same. So the training began. They tried the finger gun first, but Ichiro is having difficulty doing it. Choko kept pushing him until he eventually made the can move a little bit. Hiro and his mother visited a doctor to inquire about her cancer, but the doctor informed them that it's gone, implying that Hiro cured her. On their way home, Hiro promised her that they will live happily from now on. However, they were both approached by police who wanted to talk to him about the family murders. Hiro attempted to escape and was ganged up by a number of police officers, but Hiro pushed them all away easily. 2 officers then pointed guns at him, but he killed them both. The chase suddenly turned violent, and he has no choice but to fly away and escape. Back in class, everyone is excited that Hiro is on the news as the suspect of the family murders and now the 3 policemen. Hiro was remotely listening in on the news when Shion found him. She took him home to hide him. Shion lives with her grandmother ever since both her parents died from an illness. Meanwhile, Ichiro can now do the finger guns. Exhausted from all the training, he sits down to have a drink. Pure water with no sodium is actually their power source. Choko explains that they still have more training to do since Hiro can hack and move cars, but Ichiro had enough. Later that night, Mari found her father with Choko and confronts him about it. Choko simply brushes her off and told her they met in an online game. On the news, Hiro's mother is being hounded by the press and is being blamed for her son's deeds. Hiro's stricken with grief on how her life turned out. The internet is flooded with haters and trolls who insult his mother. Suddenly, a news flash came. Hiro's mother has committed suicide. With serene rage, Hiro hunted down the troll who released their home address. The troll thought that he was seeing things and laughed it off, but Hiro killed him on the spot. He then told everyone on the chat room that he'll kill them all. He proceeded to kill them one by one. Shion found a distraught Hiro by the kitchen and wanted to comfort him. He then revealed to her what he really is, a machine, and asks her if she'll still accept him. To further prove this point, he took her and flew fast through the skies. But her love towards him remains the same. They had a short romantic moment together before going back home. The next day, Hiro is remotely watching the news when he comes across Ichiro's deeds as the miracle man healing the sick. He then realizes that there's another one like him. Later that night, they were attacked by a large SWAT team. Hiro was barely able to get Shion out of the hail of bullets. Filled with blind fury, he retaliated in kind. Blasting them with his finger guns, the SWAT team all died. When it settled down, Hiro discovers that Shion died from the gunfire. All alone again, and with nothing left to lose, Hiro flew away and escaped. While watching TV, Ichiro found out about the failed arrest on Hiro. Mari is excited to go on her Tokyo field trip, but Ichiro tried to stop her from going because it wasn't safe. She refused, of course, and still went and met with her friends. While Mari and everyone is admiring the view, Hiro hacked into all the broadcasts. He begins to declare his war against the whole country and that he's going to kill everyone. He then begins firing randomly into the crowd. Panic and pandemonium then ensued as people ran for their lives. As Hiro continued his rampage, Ichiro was able to hack the broadcast back. Choko pleaded with everyone to turn off their phones and screens since that's how Hiro attacks. Ichiro, in the meantime, is concentrating intently. Choco's words were accepted and everyone ditched their phones. Seeing that his plan no longer works, Hiro resorted to something else. Activating his back weaponry, he unleashes a barrage of missiles. He then gracefully directed their targets. The missiles flew off and hit their targets. Unfortunately, one of the targets was the building Mari was in. Ichiro confronted Hiro and begged him to stop. He told him that they're the same and they shouldn't use their powers to kill. But Hiro was unwavering in his determination to commit genocide. Ichiro shot Hiro, which angered him. He flew away and Hiro gave chase. Ichiro navigated the buildings clumsily as he tries to fly away from Hiro. It's obvious that Hiro is more used to flying than Ichiro is. As they fly past buildings in great speed, Hiro saw an opportunity and fired missiles at Ichiro. Ichiro barely managed to outmaneuver the missiles, but it still blew him away. They continued their chase in the city tunnel, nearly hitting the cars and trucks before getting away. In the building wreck, Mari is in trouble. Ichiro hears her cries of help, but he can't shake off a pursuing Hiro. Hiro is relentless in his pursuit, but Ichiro just kept going. Eventually, Ichiro stopped to take a breather, but Hiro was already there. Hiro kicked Ichiro through buildings and straight into a news chopper. The attack dislodged the passengers, but Ichiro managed to save one. Unfortunately, Hiro killed him too. Ichiro again begged Hiro to stop killing people and asked to be let go so he can save his daughter. He was about to take a drink to regain energy, but Hiro tackled him and took it instead. Hiro shot Ichiro with what appears to be homing missiles, which narrowly missed Ichiro. He flies away to escape, and Hiro follows him and keeps on firing. Ichiro kept flying up trying to escape the missiles until he reaches outer space. Hiro eventually catches up, and just as he was about to finish Ichiro, his gun discharged water and he started to cough. Ichiro actually tricked Hiro and had him drink the sodium water. While Hiro's body is seizing up and his energy levels fast depleting, Ichiro took the opportunity to deliver the finishing blow. The missiles converged into a glorious explosion, and Hiro fell down to Earth at high velocity. Ichiro then rushes to save Mari. He found her in the rubble and tried to resuscitate her to no avail. Just as he was getting desperate, he remembers his healing ability and was able to revive her. After a tender moment between father and daughter, Ichiro was suddenly attacked. Hiro was actually still alive. He started casually killing the survivors struggling in the rubble. Just as he was about to shoot Mari, Ichiro tackled him, but Mari got shot. Ichiro is now in for the fight of his life. With bare knuckles, both men engaged in a savage melee. Unable to fight back, Ichiro is beaten up and tossed around. Hiro brutally attacks Ichiro until he lays there with his head open, with Mari witnessing the truth about her father. As he lay there powerless to help Mari, Hiro smashes him with a steel beam repeatedly. Hiro then picks up Mari and held her to the building's edge, all the while taunting Ichiro that he can't save anybody, not even his family. He drops Mari. Filled with righteous anger, Ichiro's core went into overdrive. His jets throttled to full power to save Mari, but Hiro stepped in his way, intending to attack him. Fearless and empowered, Ichiro busts straight through Hiro without hesitation. Hiro's body lost in the exchange and he crumbles in midair. Ichiro speeds up to catch Mari and at the last second managed to save her using his abilities. Knowing that his daughter is now safe, he flies once again to save other people. After 1 week on the news, a police press conference confirms that Hiro is dead and that they are closing the case. Two detectives are discussing the conference and how it's a sham to maintain order since Hiro is still missing and only his parts have been found. At Ichiro's household, the whole family is having breakfast. The newscaster is looking for the hero who saved the city and defeated Hiro. Mari gave him a knowing look. Choco entered his room to find Hiro sitting down and reading comics. Hiro asked him if he's scared. He said that he was, but he's glad that his friend is alive. Choco then asked Hiro if he wanted to play a new video game with him. But when he turned around, Hiro was gone, and only an open window and the rustling of curtains remained.